Hey guys, today we are in Ridgewood Queens, and today we're going to be doing another of my movie locations for you. And the movie we're going to be covering today is the Netflix film The Irishman, starring Robert De Niro. Now the film was set in South Philly, but a lot of the South Philly neighborhood was actually this area right here in Ridgewood Queens. So you might actually recognize some stuff from the movie just by looking around this neighborhood. Now I've yet to see the film. Hopefully by the time I've put the video up I would have seen it. But I know of at least 3 locations, possibly 4. And we'll start off right here. Now in the movie, this is known as the Friendly Lounge. This is where Robert De Niro's character Frank is introduced to Skinny Razor, I think it's the guy's name. So I'll insert images along the way, of course. So the storefront looks completely different because they did it up in brown. But the store's actually open now. It's been closed for a long time, whatever used to be here. But this was the Friendly Lounge in the film The Irishman. And right across the street, though it probably on film doesn't come across this way, but the actual locations are right next to each other. So you've got the Friendly Lounge right here, and on this corner is the grocery store. Now this is the grocery store where Frank confronts the grocery store owner for pushing his daughter. Just got to watch the traffic here and I'll cross the road. So in the film, let me just let these cars go by. Where Robert De Niro is about to confront the grocery store owner, him and his daughter walk down this road right here. So you catch like maybe 10 steps as they're walking down this road. And again, this store was empty for the longest time, but this is where Robert De Niro goes in through the front door here, grabs the grocery store owner, throws him out the doors, and that's where he stomps on his hand. Again, I've got a few cars coming here, which is probably a good time for me to wipe the sweat from my brow because it is so humid in New York today. Now, unfortunately, this car is right here in the way, but when the grocery store clerk or owner is thrown out the doors here, he ends up landing on this grate right here. And this is where his body is lying in the road, and his hand is like leaning right here. And Robert De Niro is actually stood right on this grate. So he's standing here and the guy's hand there, and then he goes and stomps on his hand and breaks the store owner's hand. So right now I'm stood in the footsteps of giants. Now unfortunately the car here is in the way because we would have got a good shot from across the street there. But that's the scene in The Irishman where Robert De Niro and his daughter come and confront the grocery store owner who pushed her. Now, like I said, I've not seen the film yet, but that's where De Niro and his daughter walk down. So one would assume that his house is supposed to be up here. So there's going to be parts of The Irishman where probably the locations around here, you might actually recognize some of them. I know I said that once already, but again, let me just wipe down while the traffic's going past here. Man, it is so humid today. That's something else I've said twice now. So the third location for The Irishman that I know of, and like I said, they did film a lot in this area. So there's going to be more locations. When I actually see the film, I'll probably be able to point out a few more. And by the time I put this up, I'll probably have a few more screenshots to share with you. But also in the film, there's a scene where Frank's daughter is baptized. And this is the church where Frank's daughter, I think her name is Margaret in the film, or maybe a nickname Peggy. But this is the church where she was baptized. Now, I have a feeling there was another scene in The Irishman that was filmed here. Again, though, like I said, I haven't actually seen the film fully to know what's in it and what isn't. But the South Philly neighborhood where Robert De Niro grew up, or was living, this is supposed to represent the South Philly neighborhood right here. So there is one more location, and it's literally around the corner. And again, this is supposed to represent South Philly, even though we're in Ridgewood, Queens. I just as well capture some extra footage while I'm here, right? Now stick with me, we're only half a block from the last location there. But also in the film, there's a scene where Robert De Niro is pulled up on the side of the street and he picks up one of Skinny Razor's debtors, and that's right here on the corner of Onderdonk and 69th Avenue. Now I'll insert an image into the video here because I'm not entirely sure, like not exactly certain of the exact spot. But if I film a little bit more of it, they say that the spire from the church is in the background. So that leads me to believe that Robert De Niro was like parked right across the street here. Or maybe he was on this side of the street, I don't know. when I watch the film, I'll grab a screenshot and we can put that in. But anyway, that's just a partial list of some of the locations where the film The Irishman was shot. They also filmed at the Goodfellas Diner, which I included in the previous video, and maybe I'll throw that screenshot in here as well. Anyway, The Irishman, starring Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, and I think Al Pacino's in it as well, right? Enjoy.